She was placed on a psychiatric hold after acting incoherent at a hotel. Her own family called the cops on her twice in 1 month. And now she's banned from even speaking to her sisters. Kim Richards' battle has spiraled completely out of control, and what I'm about to reveal is absolutely heartbreaking. September 2024, Kim Richards checked into a Hilton hotel in Los Angeles. What should have been a regular hotel stay turned into a nightmare. Hotel staff noticed Kim behaving strangely. She was incoherent, unable to communicate properly, acting completely out of it. The staff tried to get her to leave. Kim refused. She wouldn't budge, wouldn't listen to reason, wouldn't cooperate with anyone trying to help her. That's when they called the police. Law enforcement arrived at the Hilton and immediately recognized they were dealing with a mental health crisis. Kim was placed on a 5150 psychiatric hold. That's California's law, allowing someone to be involuntarily detained at a psychiatric facility for up to 72 hours. It's only used when a person is deemed a danger to themselves or others. An ambulance transported Kim to a medical facility where doctors evaluated her condition. After 3 days of observation and treatment, Kim was finally released. But the drama was just getting started. Kim's younger sister, Kyle Richards, owns multiple properties in the Los Angeles area. One of those homes had previously been available for Kim to use. Kim had lived there at one point, but moved out some time ago. When Kim left the psychiatric facility, she needed somewhere to go. Kyle initially offered to let Kim stay with her, but that invitation didn't last long. September 25th, 2024, just days after the Hilton incident. A neighbor near one of Kyle's properties called the police. The neighbor was worried about Kim's behavior. They wanted her removed from the house. When officers arrived, Kyle told them something devastating. Kyle said the family had cut Kim off. She explained they were practicing tough love, hoping it would force Kim to get clean. Kyle told police that Kim was in deep trouble over her sobriety, and the family is worried about her survival. Those are Kyle's exact words to law enforcement. Not "we're concerned." Not "she's struggling." She said the family fears Kim might not survive. Kyle made it clear Kim was no longer welcome at the property. The family had made a collective decision to shut Kim out completely. No more financial support, no more places to stay, no more enabling her behavior. They hoped cutting her off would be the wake-up call she desperately needed. An insider spoke to People magazine about the family's decision. The source said Kim was in a really bad place. The family had reached another breaking point with her. Kim's struggles with maintaining wellness had been an ongoing source of conflict, particularly with Kyle, who's described as the worrier of the Richards family. The insider revealed something shocking. Kim's family has supported her financially for most of her adult life. Not just emotionally, financially. They've been paying her bills, covering her expenses, and keeping her afloat for decades. But now, the family was questioning whether they'd been helping or enabling. The source said Kyle has the biggest heart and loves her sister so much and always will, but she doesn't know what else to do. Think about that. Kyle loves Kim deeply, but feels so helpless that the only option left is complete cutoff. That's how desperate the situation had become. Kim's battles didn't start in September 2024. They've been documented on national television for nearly 15 years. When Real Housewives of Beverly Hills premiered in 2010, Kim joined the cast alongside Kyle. From day one, her struggles were apparent. The most iconic moment came during season 1. The cast was returning from a party in a limousine. Kim and Kyle got into a heated argument. Kyle exploded at her sister, screaming the words that would define Kim's entire RHOBH storyline. Kyle outed Kim's condition on camera in front of the other women. That limo fight became one of the most watched scenes in Real Housewives history. It launched the franchise into the stratosphere, and it exposed Kim's deepest secret to millions of viewers. Kim later admitted at the season 2 reunion that watching herself on television was humiliating. She told Andy Cohen, "When I first started the season, I was still not drinking, and you could see my confidence level. And then you could see just from my behavior when I lost my confidence and started drinking. I could not watch the show when I saw that behavior coming out of myself because I was so ashamed of what I'd done." Kim's transparency was heartbreaking. She knew she was spiraling on camera. She watched herself lose control and felt deep shame about it, but she couldn't stop. April 16th, 2015. 1:30 in the morning, the Beverly Hills Hotel received a complaint about a guest causing a disturbance in the restaurant. That guest was Kim Richards. According to police reports, Kim had consumed too much and was bothering other patrons. Security asked her to leave. Kim refused. She went into the bathroom and locked herself inside. Officers arrived and tried to coax her out. Kim eventually emerged but wasn't cooperative. Police Lieutenant Lincoln Hoshino told ABC News that Kim displayed obvious signs of intoxication, including slurred speech and aggressive behavior. She cursed at officers. She passively resisted as they tried to arrest her. After being transported to the police station for booking, Kim kicked one of the officers in the leg. The officer wasn't injured, but Kim had just added battery on a police officer to her charges. Kim was charged with 4 misdemeanors: trespassing, public intoxication, resisting an officer, and battery on a police officer. She spent the night in jail. The next morning, she was released on $20,000 bail. The incident was all over the news. Every major outlet covered it. Kim's mugshot went viral. The immediate aftermath saw Kim check into rehab. She knew she'd hit rock bottom. Getting dragged out of the Beverly Hills Hotel by cops was a wake-up call. She completed treatment in July 2015 and gave an interview to Entertainment Tonight. Kim said, "I love sobriety. I've always loved sobriety, and relapsing was very hard for me." She explained that going to treatment was necessary because I needed a break from what I was going through at home. But the break didn't last. August 2nd, 2015, just 1 month after leaving rehab, Sunday night at a Target store in Van Nuys, California. Target loss prevention security officers were watching Kim carefully. She had filled 3 shopping carts with merchandise. Toys mostly, over $600 worth of items. Kim loaded 2 of the carts into her car. She paid for those 2. But then she loaded the 3rd cart into her vehicle without paying. That's when security stopped her. They placed her under citizen's arrest and called police. Kim was taken to Van Nuys police station where she spent another night in jail. She posted $5,000 bail the next morning. The shoplifting charge was petty theft, a misdemeanor. Kim's ex-husband, Monty Brinson, told Entertainment Tonight he was shocked. He said, "I couldn't imagine Kim stealing or shoplifting anything. She is a giver. I am in complete shock. Guaranteed this must be some kind of mistake. She was arrested for shoplifting toys in a cart, but this was a clear misunderstanding. This was not related to substances." But it was related. Kim had just gotten out of rehab 1 month earlier. She was clearly not in a good mental state. Reports at the time suggested Kim might have been homeless and living out of her car. A source later clarified she'd rented a home from a friend and was house hunting for something permanent. October 28th, 2015. Kim pleaded no contest to 1 count of petty theft. She was sentenced to 36 months probation, 300 hours of community service, and 52 Alcoholics Anonymous meetings. She was also banned from that specific Target location. Because this was her 2nd arrest in just months, the judge could have doubled her penalties, but he decided to make the sentences run concurrently. Kim only had to complete the community service and AA meetings once, not twice. Kim addressed the Target arrest later on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. When Andy asked about it, Kim shut down. "It's a legal issue and I can't discuss that," she said flatly. She didn't want to talk about it, didn't want to explain herself, just wanted the whole thing to disappear. Kim's problems extended beyond substance issues. Her pit bull Kingsley became a major source of controversy and legal trouble. In 2014, the dog allegedly bit Kyle's daughter Alexia, sending her to Cedars-Sinai Hospital for 5 days. Alexia had an infection that reached the bone. She needed an IV bag for 3 weeks. Kyle was furious with Kim for keeping such a dangerous animal. During season 5 of RHOBH, Kyle confronted Kim about it on camera. "Kim, my daughter almost lost her hand. It infected the bone. Why do you think she was at Cedars-Sinai for 5 days? How do you think I feel? Do you know that Alexia had an IV with a bag for 3 weeks? Kim's response was defensive. She released a statement saying Alexia hadn't seen Kingsley in a long time since she'd been away at college. But Kingsley's attacks didn't stop with Alexia. In 2015, a neighbor sued Kim after Kingsley allegedly attacked them too. 3 years later, in 2018, Kim was ordered to pay $266,000 in damages. Kim's former assistant also took legal action claiming the dog attacked her as well. That case was settled out of court. Despite multiple attacks and lawsuits, Kim kept the dog for years. The attachment to Kingsley seemed to represent Kim's inability to let go of things that were clearly harmful to her and everyone around her. After the Target arrest and mounting legal problems, Kim left Real Housewives of Beverly Hills as a full-time cast member. She'd been a main housewife from seasons 1 through 5. After that, she appeared sporadically as a guest. Her storylines were too dark. Her battles are too public. Bravo couldn't keep featuring someone who was actively spiraling. Kim needed help, not cameras documenting her every relapse. For several years, Kim stayed relatively out of the spotlight. She worked on her wellness away from television. She attended meetings. She tried different approaches to maintaining balance. Some attempts succeeded, others failed. But at least she wasn't doing it on camera anymore. In January 2025, Kim made a rare public appearance at the Hollywood show, a fan convention. Podcaster David Yontef encountered her there and later discussed it on his Behind the Velvet Rope podcast. David seemed surprised to see Kim at the event given everything that had happened in September 2024. He said, "Let's not forget Kim Richards is an actress. There are people that are very huge fans of her work." Kim's appearance at the convention suggested she might be doing better, at least well enough to interact with fans in public. Photos from the event showed Kim smiling and posing for pictures. She looked healthier than she had in the reports from September. In April 2025, Kim appeared at another fan convention, Chiller Theater Expo in Parsippany, New Jersey. The event celebrated sci-fi, horror, and pop culture. Other guests included Linda Blair from The Exorcist. According to Entertainment Now, Kim appeared all smiles while greeting fans. She was signing autographs and taking photos. The fact that she could handle 2 public appearances months apart suggested some improvement in her condition. These conventions represented a lifeline for Kim. They reminded her that people still cared about her work as an actress, that her career before and outside of Real Housewives still mattered. In June 2024, just 3 months before the September relapse, Kathy Hilton had told Us Weekly that the 3 sisters were on the best terms. "Kim and I don't have any issues," Kathy said confidently. But clearly that wasn't the full picture. Just 3 months later, Kim would be placed on a psychiatric hold and the family would cut her off completely. In October 2024, after the September incidents, Kathy spoke to People magazine again. This time her tone was very different. "We love her, and we support her, and that's all I can say," Kathy said carefully. When asked if Kim was doing better, Kathy replied, "Yes, I think in the world, there's always hope." That's not exactly a ringing endorsement of Kim's wellness. Kyle addressed Kim's September relapse publicly in October 2024 at Us Weekly's Reality Stars of the Year event. Kyle said, "We are a family, so when something's going on with one of us, we all sort of stick together, circle around each other and try to be there and lift each other up. So that's what I've been trying to do." Kyle later told Page 6 something revealing. "Of course, you never want to show the most difficult parts of your life, but I don't have that luxury." Kyle was acknowledging that being famous since childhood means every family crisis becomes public. There's no privacy, no chance to handle Kim's issues quietly behind closed doors. Everything gets reported, photographed, and discussed by millions of strangers. At the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 14 reunion filmed in April 2025, Andy Cohen asked Kyle and Kathy for an update on Kim. The exchange was brief and carefully worded. Neither sister gave specific details about Kim's current condition or whereabouts. They kept their answers vague, protecting Kim's privacy while acknowledging she was still struggling. The sisters' relationship with Kim has always been complicated. They love her fiercely. They've supported her financially and emotionally for decades. They've stood by her through arrests, relapses, and public humiliation. But there's also resentment. Kyle has been called the worrier of the family. She's carried the burden of trying to save Kim for years. That weight has taken a toll on Kyle's own mental health and her relationship with her sister. The pattern with Kim is painfully clear. She gets clean, she seems stable, she makes public appearances looking healthy. Then something triggers a relapse. The wellness unravels, she ends up in crisis, the family intervenes, the cycle repeats. It's been happening for over 15 years on camera and likely decades before that. Kim's childhood as an actress undoubtedly contributed to her issues. She was thrust into Hollywood as a little girl. She worked constantly. She experienced fame and pressure at an age when most kids are just playing. Her mother, Big Kathy, was known for pushing her daughters into entertainment to generate income. That kind of childhood leaves scars. Kim has mentioned needing a break from what I was going through at home when discussing why she wanted treatment. What was happening at home? What demons was she fighting? She's never fully explained, but it's clear that Kim's struggles go much deeper than simple issues with substances. There's trauma there. Probably childhood trauma, relationship trauma, career trauma. Decades of pain that she's never properly processed or healed from. In her current situation, living in Florida away from her sisters, Kim is trying to find peace. Away from the cameras, away from the family dynamics, away from Los Angeles and all its triggers. Whether this geographic distance will help her finally achieve lasting wellness remains to be seen. The Richards family's decision to cut Kim off was clearly agonizing. They're questioning whether supporting her financially all these years actually hurt her. Did paying her bills enable her behavior? Did making things easy prevent her from hitting the rock bottom she needed to finally change? These are impossible questions with no clear answers. The family is doing what they think is best, even though it means watching Kim struggle from a distance, even though it means potentially losing her if the tough love doesn't work. Can Kim Richards ever truly recover? Will the tough love approach work where decades of support failed, or will this be how her story ends? The answer depends on whether Kim can finally face whatever trauma has been driving her condition for all these years, and whether she can do the hard work of healing without the financial safety net she's relied on her entire adult life. Right now, as of late 2025, Kim is somewhere trying to put her life together, away from her sisters, away from Bravo cameras, away from the spotlight that's documented her darkest moments for entertainment. Whether she emerges from this stronger, or whether this downward spiral continues, remains to be seen.